our primary reason is because you can really develop that love of learning rather than like schools focus so much on we're going to get these exact things done for every child that it kind of burns the love of learning out of them and they lose that delight and they think school is something I do for a few years and then I'm done. And I want to raise humans that will be learning for the rest of their lives because they think it's fun and it's a way to live.
Yes, I love that. I love that. So what does your day look like?
So let's see, right now, typically we have my twins go to a Bible study real early in the morning, like 6 o'clock at church. And right now it's a snow day, so it got canceled. But then when they get home around like 7:15, that's when we start doing school. We sit at the table and they have homework for their co-op classes that drives most of what we do, and then we add to it math and I give them reading assignments and other things that I want them to do. And so I help them with whatever they need, and I'm just present and available. They do some things independently and some things they need my help, but we're just all three together from about 7:15 till about noon. And then we, have lunch, and then we are moving into our afternoon activities. And I have, this year I'm teaching physics in our co-op, and so I have things to do in the afternoon. I have office hours with students and grading homework and preparing for the week's lesson and all of that. So, and the kids are doing their own things in the afternoon.
Nice. Okay. So how is your structure as far as your co-op goes? Because you say you're teaching things and grading things. So how does that look?
Yeah, so we have, I want to say like maybe 30 moms in the group, and
Mm.
every person in the group has at least one role that we have a board of directors that kind of runs everything. And then we have junior program mentors for the kids 0 to 12, and scholar program mentors for the middle school, high school students. And so the junior program is really fun. It's very delight directed and love of learning. Moms take turns creating. So the junior program mentors, which are mostly the moms of the kids in that age group, take turn creating kits for and the families are broken into groups. So like they're like with 3 or 4 families in one room, and maybe this week they have the space kit and they're all exploring it. And no mom has to separate herself from her little children. They're all right there with her,
Oh,
and she's helping them engage with the kit and interacting with the other families. And then if there's any discipline or classroom management to happen, the mom does that for her own child, which it took us years to get to that model, but it's so much easier on everyone and better. And then the next week, that group rotates to another room with a new kit. Now maybe it's the storytelling kit or something. And so every week, those younger kids are getting exposed to a different topic that a different mom brought to the table with all sorts of fun. And it's supposed to be, multisensory, lots of different learning styles and activities for all ages of kids. So that's what the younger kids are doing in the morning. And the scholar mentors, which I'm doing one of the scholar classes, I'm teaching high school physics. And my class is actually in the afternoon, but there's a class in the morning I think we have them broken up into 2 age groups right now. Well, sometimes 3, it depends on. So we have kids ages 12 to 18 in our classes, and we have junior scholars and senior scholars, not to be confused with the junior program. And in that, for the junior scholars, we're trying to like win them over to this really hard work that they're going to do is really fun, and they get lots of incentives, and they're encouraged to do really hard things and start working really hard. And when they're ready to enter the senior scholar classes, which like the high school physics is one of those, they have to commit to stay caught up on their homework. We do allow them to turn in some things late, but they can't be more than 2 weeks behind or they'll have to drop the class. And they know they're signing up for, we have the students sign a contract that this is what they really want to do. We don't,
mm.
your parent can't sign it for you. You have to just say, yes, I want to do this class and do this really hard work, because we expect them to do really hard things, read a lot, write a lot, do, hard work. And so I'm teaching a physics class, so I prepare for that every week. And there are several other mentors teaching other classes. My kids are in a writing class right now too. The scholar classes are 2 hours long. So there's one in the morning and one in the afternoon. So, and we have like a opening time with everybody before we start classes, and then we have lunchtime. So altogether, it's probably about 5 hours that we're there every Friday.
Just once a week?
Just once a week.
Okay, that's what I was gonna ask. Like, how often are you all meeting? Okay, once a week. So And about 5 hours. Okay, that's cool. So
Yeah.
do y'all meet outside of the co-op, like as far as the
Lots of
structure
people
of
do.
the
Like geographically, we are somewhat spread out. There are pockets of people that are close together, but like I think like it's like end to end, it's probably at least an hour that we're all spread out. So we can't, all of us can't get together all the time, but our kids do like to get together. Lots of people will do field trips, especially the younger families. When your kids are really younger, it's so fun to like everybody get a membership to the zoo and let's go like once a week or the children's museum or whatever. So there's lots of that going on. We have family events, like we'll have like a family ball or a science fair or a spelling bee or other things. Um, and then the kids do like to get together. A lot of them go to church dances together, and we'll have socials. You know, somebody will say movie night at my house and things like that. So yes, they are connected.
nice. So how did you find this co-op?
I started it.
Of course. Of course. Why would you not? Yes. Can't find it, start it.
You know,
Yes. Walk us through that process. So a
yeah,
lot
oh,
of
it,
parents,
it has been a process. So my oldest, you know, the one that that's why I started homeschooling. She's
yes.
always very, very social, and I knew I cannot homeschool this child in isolation. She will wilt and die. That's not going to work. So I think I started like preschool classes for her, invited other found homeschool message boards or whatever, and invited people to those. So we started with like a math arts preschool class, and then we did a heroines book club, like as in female protagonist, not
Mhm.
something else. And we read a bunch of people have asked before, so I have to clarify. Uh, so we would read great books about female protagonists and then do activities like we did Little House on the Prairie and we made butter and sewed patchwork squares and things like that. And I met a lot of families through that that ended up helping me start the co-op a year later.
Right.
We found space at a community center and started just like a few classes and we've been in I don't know like 6 different buildings over the years and because I think the co-op is now like 12 or 13 years old and
Oh, wow.
it's evolved a lot. Like in the beginning we're figuring stuff out and
Yeah.
it was way too much work for everybody in the beginning. What we were asking parents, we would have the kids separated out, like the babies in one room and the toddlers in another, and then the 5 and 6 year olds in another, and so moms are peeling their little kids off their legs to go
Oh,
to their class so they can go teach their, and all the moms were teaching every week. It was really stressful, and we didn't even have a scholar program at that point because the oldest was I think maybe 9 or 10. um but it just grew and we kept figuring things out. There was great things about the co-op and especially the relationships between the families, and we were all united around the idea of love of learning and wanting to help our kids enjoy learning. And so many people hung with us, and we had a lot of turnover as we figured things out. And now we've settled into a much more stable situation that if you join it, you can do this. Uh, it's not too high a price. Your children and your family are not going to suffer for your participation in it, where that wasn't
nice.
true in the early days.
Nice. So trial and error. So y'all works
Totally.
out and
And
you
I
got a
really
nice
like,
flow.
yes, and I really like to help other, like now that it took like, I don't know, 8 or 9 years to work out a lot of the kinks and figure out how to make it more sustainable. And now that I know that, I really want to help other groups, like other families, and start groups like this because I know how you can do it in 1 to 3 years without all the stress.
Yes. Okay. So do you have families reach out for you in regards to start helping to start
Yeah, I do
co-op?
some consulting on this kind of stuff. I love helping people. I love talking about homeschool and helping people do it better and especially start groups.
Yes, because you're a vet. You're
Yeah.
professional by now.
Well, I've been doing it for a few years
A few.
and I've done a
Not.
lot of things wrong, so I know what not to do.
Yes.